Hi everyone, today's video is going to be about the 4 secrets of the Dalai Lama to happiness. This is actually a recap from the book, The Art of Happiness, summarized and broken down by me. The first secret the Dalai Lama shares with us is that external circumstances cannot create lasting happiness. Only the right state of mind can. Let's break it down for a second. Something bad happens in our life. We feel something. Someone hurt us maybe. Someone passed us in line. Someone said something bad about us. And what happens is that we have a belief. That belief comes from many different years of different beliefs. It comes from society. It comes from our family. It comes from expectations from ourselves. All these things occur because something external to us happened. Now, what happens when we generate our happiness from the inside? What happens when we don't have a reason to be happy? So it's not our spouse or having a spouse that makes us happy. It's not our salary. It's not our children. It's not something that we achieved. We are taught from a very young age that we need to achieve. We need to achieve happiness. How do we achieve happiness? By getting a good-looking partner, by getting a big-ass house, by getting a higher salary, by getting a new car. But all these things pass after a couple of weeks. We don't find that happiness and we always want more. So the only way we can achieve true happiness comes from the inside. The decision that we don't need happiness to be happy. The understanding that we don't need anything external to us in order to achieve true happiness. The second secret the Dalai Lama has to share with us is that suffering is actually a very natural part of life. But we often increase it unnecessarily. We can eliminate negative attitudes, negative feelings, and habits only through sustained effort. It doesn't happen overnight. We have to confront and analyze our feelings of anger and hatred and replace them with patience and with tolerance. The reason that the Dalai Lama shares with us that sadness, negative emotions, anger, rage even, are a natural way of life is because in the East, it's very common. In the West, we see people that are right now in a bad state in life and we don't think that it's normal. So in the East, it's very common to see these type of negative things happen all around. But in the West, we reject it, we ignore it, we see it as a negative thing, and therefore we reject the part of ourself. In other words, when we don't accept the part of ourself that feels negative emotions, we cannot really enjoy the part of ourself that enjoys positive emotions. So when we accept the negativity, we embrace it, we observe it objectively, and we take responsibility for it, then it's the time that the healing occurs and we can let go of the struggle itself. The third secret that the Dalai Lama shares with us is that happiness is a path, it is a way of living, and it takes time to achieve. It's not achieved overnight, it's not a 180-degree turn, although awakenings can occur in life. We have to learn to shift our perspective and to find the good in every situation. We have to combat our anxiety, our low self-confidence by examining our thoughts, our motives, and our capabilities honestly. Honestly, it means without adding the ego's filter to it, without thinking that I am more, without blaming ourselves, to take full responsibility for who we truly are, to embrace who we truly are. This is also called radical self-acceptance, and I'm going to make a whole video about it soon. The fourth secret to happiness, according to the Dalai Lama, are the 3 keys to happiness, which are compassion, intimacy, and spirituality. Compassion is not sympathy, it is empathy. Compassion means that we see ourselves as equal to all animals, to all human beings, exact equal. In today's society that practices separateness instead of unity, we have layers between us and any other person, or any other animal, or any other plant or tree. Those layers are the closest to us we're going to take care of number one. Number one is number one, the ego. Then it's the family and close friends. Then it's people that we recognize ourselves in. So male will go with male, or female will go with female. After that, it will be people from our city or from our country. So we recognize ourselves in them. So we are proud to be an American, for example, or we are proud to be an English speaker, for example. And the further away a person is for us, which means that he is foreign, the more we reject their type of thinking. So compassion is the opposite of that. Compassion is empathy, to understand that we are all equal, Therefore, I understand how a person that is suffering right now feels, and I'm compassionate towards them. The second key is intimacy. Now, a lot of people misinterpret the word intimacy for sexual intimacy. Intimacy is how close we are to each other. For example, the closer you are to someone, the more you are yourself next to them. In other words, you don't have to speak, you don't have to say anything, you don't have to act differently. They don't expect anything from you. That is the beauty of intimacy. When you get real close to someone, they become your friends. Then you understand that you have that type of intimacy. And I can tell you today, many couples and many relationships, even friendships, are missing intimacy because they become very shallow, very superficial, on the top of the level. The third and final key that the Dalai Lama gives us to happiness is practicing some sort of spirituality. We're not talking about a religion, we're talking about common spirituality, the seeking of something that is greater than ourselves, greater understanding. Anyone can choose to meditate, anyone can choose to do a little bit more Tai Chi or some yoga. Everyone can choose their own type of spirituality, but research suggests that practicing any sort of spirituality, including religion, does make people calmer, happier, and even live longer lives and have happier marriages. Namaste, my friends. I really hope you took the best out of this video. I will see you in my next video.